Good afternoon. Welcome to Midcap Radar. I'm Reema Tendulkar. With me is Sonal Bhutra, and these are the top stories that we're tracking at 1:30 p.m. Stocks trade ranged amid broad-based weakness as uncertainty over policy moves and economic factors loom.
Barrick Engineering tanks after revising terms of a deal to sell its four-wheeler lighting business. The stock recovers a tad after the management says in its conference call that the deal value was brought down to 520 million euros considering the recessionary trends in Europe.
Equitas Small Finance gains on the back of a strong business update. The lender reports healthy loan growth and term deposits even as the CASA ratio dips.
Rupee falls to a fresh new low of 82.35 per dollar, pressured by dollar strength and 9% rise in crude prices this week. Bond yields are also up, and the 10-year bond yield at 7.5% is at the highest since June.
Well, it's weak for our markets, but Sonal, not bad, right? Like the US markets were down 1% overnight. So in that context, we're down about a 0.5%. And there is that bit of a wait and watch approach. Yes. We've got that important monthly jobs data coming out. It's a pivotal report. In the case of US, economic reports, bad news is, tends to be is considered good news because it could bring down the hawkish rhetoric from the Fed. So that's going to be a bit crucial. So ahead of the weekend, that important economic indicator globally, things are, a bit of wait and watch. So it's down about a 0.5%. The mid-caps is struggling. The bank Nifty is underperforming to a fair bit.
Oh, yes, it's very choppy. And as you said, we are in the wait and watch mode. So, of course, over the weekend, we'll get that macro number. And that is something which the US markets will react to. So a lot of it is dependent on what happens in the global markets as well. Nifty Bank at the day's low. It's only Nifty Media, which is the only sectoral index which is in the green right now. And the biggest losses are really seen in the PSU banking and the metal index. Metal index, remember, was doing really well yesterday, so has reversed a lot of those losses. But we are talking about how Midcap index is down 0.7% and a lot of movers out there as well. So let's go across to our segment, Midcap Movers, and Vivek is joining us as always to take us through the midcaps that are moving around in trade. Vivek.
Well, that's right. So even though, some of the, if you're talking about the broader end of the market, quite a bit of pressure, and in fact today, even the market breadth seems to be skewed towards the losers, but some individual stocks that we've picked out on the back of news flow or some sectoral impact that are being seen. First on our list, Indian Hume Pipes, on the back of a strong order win for the Jal Jeevan mission. This particular stock is up almost 11% in the session today. Eureka Forbes stood today on very strong volumes. The stock is almost near, once again, its 52-week high. Some of the other stocks we're looking at, especially in the auto Ank pack, Pricol, again, this particular stock, after a bout of profit booking, reaching near its 52-week high. Talbros International is doing very well today on strong volumes. Chemfab Alkalis, this particular stock, up on the upper circuit for the third straight session. Again, this is one particular stock that's seen very strong moves this week. You're also talking about the entire sugar pack. In fact, two names, Ugar Sugar and Sri Renuka, back of India being the second largest exporter today. Most of the sugar stocks are doing quite well. Some of the stronger names and with strong volumes as well. On the other hand, when we're looking towards the losers or the losing pack, today the entire cement pack is under pressure. Dalmia Bharat, one of the larger names, is seeing quite a bit of pressure today. Ramco Cements and India Cements too seeing quite a bit of profit booking or sell-off from higher levels. Also seeing Jubilant Foodworks, Aavas Financials and AU Small Fin Bank, especially AU Small Fin Bank yesterday saw a very strong up move, but today is cooling off quite a little bit on the back of the fact that cost of funding is something that a few analysts have pointed out is a worrying factor.
Thank you very much for that. Let's invite Hemen Kapadia of KR Choksi Security for a technical check on the markets. Hemen, afternoon. Any trade?
A very good afternoon, Reema. Thank you for having me. Yes, I believe that we saw a sharp 600-point move. So we are cooling off a bit. Some other daily mechanical indicators are giving crossover buys. The VIX is still sub 20. So one gets the feeling that, yes, we remain a bit corrected. But things, there are pockets, individual pockets, Reema. First one is a buy on Balkrishna Industries. Balkrishna has oversold. The stock has moved a bit, but yes, mechanical indicators are supporting the move, and I believe a medium-term bottom has been made. One can buy Balkrishna Industries at around 1920, stop loss 1900, target 1960. Second one is a buy call on Balrampur Chini. Once again, An intermediate bottom has been made, complete support by the weekly mechanical indicators, stochastics, RSI, ROC. The stock seems set to continue its higher top, higher bottom formation. One can buy Balrampur Chini at 360, stop loss 345, target 390. Lastly, a buy call on IEX. Same logic applies, deeply oversold, positive divergence, crossover buys. One can buy IEX at 145, stop loss 140, target 155.
All right, Himain, thanks a lot for joining us and taking us through your technical picks, and have a great weekend ahead. Well, that's all about the technicals of the markets, but for now, we'll slip into a short break. Up next, we'll be joined by Gaurav Davda, who's the head of corporate finance and strategic initiatives at Jindal Worldwide, to discuss what's happening as far as the global textile industry is concerned, festive season, and much more. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar on CNBC-TV18. Well, as promised, we have the management of Jindal Worldwide with us. The stock has gained 130% in the last 1 year. A lot is happening in the global textile industry as well. There is a lot of currency headwinds that these importers are facing, but for exporters, of course, it is a good news. So let's discuss this, the trends in the export markets, the trend in the domestic markets as well as far as the textile segment is concerned. We are now joined by Gaurav Davda, who's the head of corporate finance and strategic initiatives at the company. Gaurav, good afternoon. Always a pleasure speaking with you. I wanted to understand, in the context or in the setup that we are in, dollars trending, you have a substantial amount of exports. What does it mean for textile players generally in the industry, and for a company like you as well? What is the percentage of exports for you?
So firstly, thanks a lot for having me on. Yes, obviously for importers, it is a bit of an issue. But as far as exporters are concerned, there could be a marginal benefit, given that I'm pretty sure that most, have an active hedging policy. However, coming to your question on what export contributes in terms of our top line, we stand at about 22 to 25% of our total top line is exports to various parts of the world, spanning North and South America, Europe, Asia, etc. We are seeing that exports has actually slowed down a little bit given the overall concerns on the global front. But and similarly on the domestic side also, there was a little bit of slowness in the quarter recently gone by. But with the festive season coming up, we're hoping that things will significantly improve from here on.
Gaurav, two-part question. One, will you be able to tell us by how much exports have been hit? What was your earlier expectation of growth? How much have you brought it down to? And secondly, domestic demand also, you said, has been weak in Q2. What, according to you, was the reason for that?
So I think there was a lot of, active demand in Q4 of last fiscal as well as Q1 of this fiscal. And I think it's just a seasonal thing. It's not specific to a slowdown in the overall industry. In general, I think there is a seasonality factor that is playing out, and which is why we are seeing a slightly softish quarter. Unfortunately, I am in a silent period as we speak, so I can't give any numbers for the most recent quarter. But I can tell you that the exports are not very, very disappointing. They're slightly lower than what we would have hoped to achieve. But I'm pretty sure that if I were to take an annualized performance for us specifically, we should do better than what we did all of last year.
Gaurav, just hold on. We'll come back to you in just a minute, but we are just cutting across to the visuals. Hero Motocorp is unveiling its first electric vehicle. So let's talk about that and see what's happening there. Okay, Evie, the big talking point now, and Gaurav, I know that even Jindal has planned on investing in the EV space, so we'll talk to you about that as well. But first, on the textile business for you, you spoke about how exports have slowed down a tad bit. It is because of seasonality factors. But what's happening for the industry generally? Is sourcing increasing to India versus, say, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka? Is the Asian demand mostly coming to India in general for the textile industry?
So part of the demand has come to India. No, there's no doubt about that. However, as I continue to believe that Asia is such a large, including China, is such a large player in the overall supply chain that for a material movement to India, it will take quite a while, and I'm pretty sure that China will catch up eventually. But yes, in the interim period that China is slightly on the slower side, we've seen an active amount of inquiries, much larger than what we've seen last year, and I think that's true even for most parts of the the industry also. But I believe that a significant move will only take some time to come. A little bit of a trickle down has come to India.
Okay. What about margins? Can you talk about the outlook on margins? How have been the raw material pressures in the quarter gone by, your price increases, the gap between what the finished good price should be versus the cost pressures that you're facing?
So cotton, which happens to be our largest raw material, has obviously corrected by about 26 to 28% in the recent past. So that has obviously been slightly beneficial for us. We have also seen a slight reduction in prices in the finished goods. As I said, I can't get into very detailed specifics on that given the silent period that we're in. But there has been a benefit on the input side for us for sure. And sorry, what was your next question?
No, I wanted to know that is there scope for your margins to improve from here on now that your key raw material cotton prices have come down by 26-27%?
So we should see similar to slightly higher margins for all of the current financial year. There may be variations, on a quarterly basis by a few basis points here and there, but I think we should do better than similar to better than what we did for all of FY22.
Okay, better margins in FY23. You're also investing in a spinning subsidiary around 250 crore rupees. Once that comes on stream, when will that be? And that also will improve margins, right, for you? So when will that actually come in your books?
So as of Q1, if you see our corporate structure, there's already a new subsidiary that has been introduced. Work for that has already begun. Part of it is already commissioned, and we are seeing the benefits. I think part of the margin expansion has been as a result of the spinning, the internalization of the newer spinning capacity, and over time, I think over the next 6 to 9 months, we should see the entire capex being completed and the full benefit accruing to the balance sheet immediately.
Okay, so now about your EV. A couple of months back, you did announce the acquisition of Earth Energy. Any incremental plans on the EV front? Any new developments?
So I'm happy to report that we have made significant progress to the EV plans. We hope to start the production in Q4 of the current financial year, with delivery starting in the same quarter. The construction and erection of our plant in and around Ahmedabad is currently underway. We've made significant developments on 2 products that we hope to introduce into the market. And we're pretty excited about our EV plans.
You must have done some dipstick survey as well. So you have customers, like since you are saying you'll start deliveries as well in Q4. Earlier you had told us 4,000 to 5,000 EVs in FY24 is what you plan to sell. You have early indications from customers that yes, this is what the demand would look like. And that's why you have these numbers in place?
So we are going to start, pre-bookings maybe in the next couple of months, definitely in this calendar year. And actually the number that we had spoken about was 4,000 to 5,000 units per month, making it about 50 to 60,000 units annually for FY23-24.
Okay. All right. Good luck with your plans. And of course, we'll ask you more and when you'll be able to give us more numbers post your earnings. Gaurav, thanks a lot for joining us and taking us through what's happening in the industry and with your company as well. That's the word coming in from Jindal worldwide about the textile industry as well. And cotton prices have declined by 26 to 27%, which is positive for their margins. With that, we'll slip into a break now. Before we do that, here's some great news for investors. You can now track US market actions real time on Money Control. Log on to Money Control website or app and stay informed about all that matters in global markets. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar on CNBC TV18. Steady as it goes for the markets. The Midcap index is down 0.5%. However, we have seen some recovery from the lows. Nifty is now down 43 points and the mid-cap index now down 0.5%. And if we look at what's actually seeing some gains as we speak, Grasim should come up for you on the screen. There is HUL as well. So HUL has recovered from the lows and is still down 0.1%, but absolutely flat out there. We also have IndusInd Bank. So that stock is batting for the bulls. So that one is up 0.5% as we speak. Axis Bank. So it is really coming in from the banking names, which the recovery that I am talking about on the Nifty. But this is our special segment, Midcap Spotlight. Reema, we are going to focus on a stock which we don't talk about much. It's Ratan India Enterprises. It's up 9%. What's happening here?
Well, first, the latest news. Ratan India Enterprises has said that they will be acquiring 100% stake in an electric motorcycle company called Revolt Motors. They earlier held about a 34% stake, and now they will increase their holding from 34 to about 100%. Now, about Ratan India Enterprises, well, this is a company which appears to be making a lot of investments in new age technologies as well as new age businesses. So they have a presence in e-commerce through Cocoa Blue Retail, which is a supplier to Amazon. Plus, Cocoa Blue helps many of the startups on Amazon scale up their business. They have the presence in electric vehicle through their investment, now 100% in Revolt Motor. They also have a fintech company called Banksay, and they're also present in drones called Neo Sky India Limited. But if you look at the numbers, there isn't much you can glean out from there by way of a trend. In Q1, their top line growth looked very solid, 689 crore, but there was a big loss of 216 crore. Well, this is an account, a lot of the loss, 207 crore of that in terms of a loss was an account of their 20% holding in Ratan India Power. Now, this holding of 20% is classified as an investment. So, if Ratan India Power at the end of on 30th June closes at 4 rupees, while on 31st March it was at 5 rupees, then that 1 rupee decline in Ratan India Power gets accounted, and that's a notional loss on account of the stock price fluctuation. But even if you adjust for that, notional loss, this is still a loss-making company on a top line of about 689 crore, almost 700 crores, you would say. The market cap is close to about 7,500 crore, which basically means that the stock is trading at a market cap to revenue of almost about 2.7 times. And again, as I said, not much you can glean from the history because it just started making money. FY22 revenues were 14 crore. In FY20 it was less than 0.1.
Yeah. Okay, so interesting data there. So the stock is doing well, but important to look into the financials and take a deep dive as well. Reema, thank you for that. Moving on, life insurance data for the month of September is out. Yash is here with all those details. Yash.
Well, Sonal, let me start with the industry numbers in the month of September itself. For the life insurance industry, the September premium is up 17% year-on-year, 11% on a month-on-month basis, and year-to-month it's up 38%. Decent numbers. Private life insurance industry, the September premium is down 9% year-on-year, up just 4% on a month-on-month basis, and year-to-month premium, that is up 23%. There's a clear discrepancy in how the total industry is performed, which is strong, and private life insurance companies performing weak. The main hero of the story here is LIC. Very strong performance in the month of September. The villain certainly are the private life insurance companies. So for LIC, the September premium is up 35% on a year-on-year basis, 14% on a month-on-month basis. Year-to-month premium is up 46%. And September retail AP, that is down about 2% on a year-on-year basis. Talking about HDFC Life, the private life insurance company, September premium down 21% year-on-year, up just 5% on a month-on-month basis. Year-to-month premium again up just 5%. September retail AP is up about 2%. ICICI Prudential Life, September premium is down 4% again year-on-year. September premium month-on-month is down 0.7%. Year-to-month premium up 14%. Retail AP down 5% year-on-year. Max Life September premium is grown by just about 3% on a year-on-year, 17% on a month-on-month basis. Year-to-month premium is up 9%. And finally, September retail AP, that is down about 3%. Finally, SBI Life Insurance, September premium down 15%, year-on-year down 8%, month-on-month up 27% year-to-month, and retail AP also down 2%. So private life insurance companies losers, LIC showing a strong show.
Thank you, Yash, for that. With that, we're out of time on Midcap Radar from the entire team. Thank you for watching.